Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Travel Webcast webinar, Discover Germany Off the Beaten Path. Presenting for us today is Juliane Ehrich, PR Manager for the German National Tourist Office, Christine Wendland, Canada Marketing Communications Manager for Lufthansa, and Angela Geissler, North America Account Director for Munich Airport. Hi, Juliana, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Great, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Now, just prior to us getting started, I'd like to let all the viewers know that if you have any questions during the webinar, just type them into the Q&A box found in your Zoom toolbar, and those questions will be answered after all three presenters have spoken. Okay, Juliana, if you'd like to go ahead and share your screen, you can start whenever you're ready. Okay, we can see it now. Excellent.
Once again, hello and herzlich willkommen to our webinar today. My name is Juliane. I'm the PR Manager at the German National Tourist Office here in Canada. And before I tell you how to discover Germany off the beaten path, I would like to start off with a few specifics about my home country. So as you can see, Germany is right in the center of Europe, which makes it very easy to get to and also to connect to other European destinations. And just to give you a feeling about the size of Germany, you can actually fit it 27 times into Canada and 3 times into Ontario. So Germany has a very good size to get around and explore many different parts of the country. And yeah, just explore. And Germany has 16 federal states. The federal states can be compared to the provinces in Canada. And the capital of Germany is Berlin in the east of Germany, and Berlin has a population of 3.5 million. So in Germany, we have a couple of different entry points with non-stop service from Canada to Munich and Frankfurt. And as of June 2017, there will be a new direct flight from Berlin to Toronto or vice versa, of course, operated by Air Canada Rouge. And once your clients arrive in Germany, it's really easy for them to get around. So we have 18 major airports which connect to different European destinations and also different cities within Germany. We have a very well-developed railway system with the ICE high-speed trains, which are very comfortable to travel with. They have Wi-Fi in the first class, so it's a really nice way to explore the country and get around. And of course, also we have the Autobahn, the highway system in Germany. So if your clients would like to rent a car and do a self-drive tour, that's a perfect way as well. And of course, we also have boats with specifically the river cruises, which are really popular with Canadians right now. So when traveling to Germany, first of all, there is a misconception about Germany that it's not affordable. That is not true. Germany is a very affordable country to visit. And also, because people in Germany started learning English at a very early age, English is widely spoken. We have a great infrastructure in Germany with a well-developed public transit system. And of course, German people are friendly and fun, especially if you give them a beer or two. And also, a really interesting fact to know about Germany is that it's been voted #1 country in 2016 by an edition of the US News and World Report. So it has a very high quality of living, high standard of living, and it makes it a perfect tourist destination. So now let's have a look at the off the beaten path way to explore Germany by the scenic routes. In total, we have 150 different scenic routes in Germany. And whatever your clients are interested in, we most likely have a suitable route for that. So, for example, we have the Romantic Road, which is one of the most popular ones and also the oldest scenic route in Germany. And also, because it's a really nice way to explore a country, we have a couple of culinary routes. It's really easy to get the sense of a country by its food and its drinks. So, for example, in Germany, we are cheese lovers. We have 2 cheese routes. We have one in the north and one in the south of Germany. We have actually 13 different wine growing regions in Germany, so we have 5 wine routes to discover those areas. And Germans are just absolutely crazy about white asparagus, so we have 2 white asparagus routes, one in the north and one in the south of Germany. And also, asparagus route season is starting in April, so if you have clients heading to Germany soon, alert them to the white asparagus. They really have to try it. And of course, Germany is well known for its beer and its castle, so we have a beer and castle route. And another really nice route that we have chosen for today is the German fairy tale route. I mean, we've all grown up with fairy tales in one sort or the other. And in Germany, actually, we have two brothers who were storytellers. They're called the Brothers Grimm. And in the area where they used to live and used to work, there's now a scenic route. It starts in Hanau in the south of Hessen. That's actually also the area where they were born. And it goes all the way up to the north to Bremen, which is a UNESCO Heritage Site city. And along the way, you'll see many beautiful fairy tale style castles, enchanted forests, small half-timbered houses, little villages with cobblestone streets. So it's a very nice way, a picturesque way to explore Germany. The total length of the scenic route is 600 kilometers. So it makes for a really nice drive. And here we have some pictures from along the route. So clockwise, in the up right-hand corner, we have Marburg. Then below, we have a beautiful half-timbered house, which is in the birthplace of the Brothers Grimm. This is actually the place where there's now a museum about their life, their work, all the fairy tales that they have comprised and written. Then on the lower left-hand corner, we can see Kassel with a fairy tale sculpture. And on the upper hand left corner, we have the Tierkombo. This is a sculpture of the Bremen town musicians. This is a story about a bunch of animals who have gathered together and, beaten burglars away. So this sculpture can be seen in Bremen in the city center, and it actually even makes sounds when you donate a coin or two. Then another very nice scenic route is the Castle Road. This road will take you from the west of Germany all the way through the east until Prague, actually. And it'll start in Mannheim. Mannheim has a very beautiful Baroque castle, and along the castle road, you can find 70 different castles, palaces, and also stately homes and mansions. And for example, one of the castles along the road is the Heidelberg Castle. Also, we start clockwise. So Heidelberg is very well known amongst Canadians. It's on the Neckar River. And if you travel upwards the Neckar River, you'll come to Hirschhorn, which is the picture below the Heidelberg Castle. And this is also a cute small town with half-timbered houses, a very beautiful castle up on the hill. And also in wintertime, they have a very beautiful Christmas market there. Then when you go to the left, you can see Bayreuth Castle. This is more like a Baroque style castle with a beautiful garden. But also Bayreuth is very famous for its music festival. And then on top of the Bayreuth Castle, you can see a picture of Nuremberg. And Nuremberg, of course, has also a very beautiful city center with historic buildings, but also it's very famous for its sausages. So when your clients get to Nuremberg, of course, they have to try some original Nürnberger Bratwürstle. And what else is to say about Germany? We're absolute car nuts in Germany. So the Bertha-Benz Memorial Route is actually a scenic route that commemorates the first long distance drive which has ever been taken. And the fun fact is it's been taken by a woman, the first drive. Her name was Bertha Benz. She was the wife of Karl Benz, who invented the first motor vehicle. And it's been a pretty short ride that she did with her car compared to what cars are capable today. So it's only 194 kilometers. But the area where the scenic route leads through is beautiful in many different aspects. So for example, in Mannheim, we have a technology museum where you can not only see about the history of the car, but also about the history of the bicycle, which will have the 200-year anniversary this year. And then it will lead you all the way through vineyards down to Pforzheim. And Pforzheim is a really nice jewelry city, and it's famous for its jewelry work and for its gold. So while you're there, take some time to go shopping and get a really nice souvenir. And here clockwise, you can see the city center of Mannheim with the water tower. And below there is an image of Bertha Benz and her two sons who helped her do the first ride. Well, of course, it's not a picture from back in the days because her first ride was in 1888, but still it gives you a nice impression. Then on the left hand, you can see Heidelberg Castle once again with a beautiful view on the Neckar River. And above that, you can see one of the vineyards close by to Pforzheim. So that's about it from my end. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat box and we'll answer them later. And now I would like to pass on to Chris Wendland from Lufthansa.
And Juliane, I think, thanks for that. And I think you may have to stop your screen share. Yeah, great. Thanks very much.
Hi, everyone.
Hi there.
Is the audio okay for everyone?
The audio sounds quite good.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time. My name is Christine Wendland, and I'm the Marketing Communications Manager for Lufthansa. And we're going to be learning a few things today. What we would like to learn today is about the world's most advanced long-haul aircraft. We're starting with this topic because I think that people who are consulting clients on travel, sometimes it's nice to know about new planes and what we're doing in those planes to make the journey more comfortable. And with this new aircraft, we can show you lots of new things, what the future of travel has to offer the passenger. We also would like to talk about our most successful product, review our service and comfort features, how we're adjusting to all the new customer trends out there, our latest innovations, new destinations, and new ways to get around Germany, because there are so many routes to see that take you all around. Frankfurt and Munich are our hubs, but there are other ways to get around Germany as well, and we'll cover that. But first, I'd like to show you. This is how we introduce our newest aircraft, a baby, a bird, that we're so proud of and so happy. We have 220 new aircraft worth about $36 billion on order, but this one that you're looking at is the world's most modern and environmentally friendly long-haul aircraft. It's in a maintenance hangar here in Munich with a spectacular fireworks light show and an official unveiling ceremony and christening with champagne on the nose in the presence of employees and media and guests. This is the cockpit window, which is only one cool factor of this plane. There's a lot more to come. With climate change being a huge topic today and with the huge international network that we operate, we believe that if we invest in new aircraft that offer more efficient engines and better technology, we're actually helping our planet. And we know that people today, when they travel, their main concern is how much the ticket is. But if you happen to see this aircraft on an itinerary for one of your customers who are flying into or out of Munich, because the first 10 of these aircraft will be stationed in Munich on certain routes, you have a really cool story you can tell them about this plane. First of all, 25% less fuel consumption, 25% fewer emissions. That's a nice way of saying less pollution. 50% smaller noise print, and we have 25 aircraft on order. 310 million US dollars. Aircraft are always priced in US dollars, and that's without engine, seats, food trolleys, even internet satellites that have to be put onto the aircraft. We're flying towards the future with this aircraft. I think I really like this photo, and I included it because you can see the design of the aircraft on the outside as well as in the inside. Everything is new, even the wing. It's such a sleek, aerodynamically designed wing. When you see it at the airport, you know right away, oh, that's the new A350. And here under the wing, a very small detail of placing the logo, similar to what Air Canada just did, our partner, with their new livery. When they wanted to commemorate their 80th anniversary, which coincidentally falls the same year with Canada's 150th anniversary, they put their Maple Leaf logo on the black underbelly centered in the middle, so that when an Air Canada flight flies over, you can look up and you can see the Air Canada flag. Similar with Lufthansa, when this flies over, you can see underneath the logo of Lufthansa, the crane. The A350-900, as you can see in this photo, there's various shades of blue, and color is something that we're experimenting and testing with. They have been chosen, these shades of blue have been chosen for the seating, gradually getting lighter towards the center of the cabin. And that visually has a nice effect, a very comforting effect, and it appears more spacious, even though the seats themselves are wider. They're specially ergonomically formed seat upholstery. That's another benefit of a new aircraft. You're getting seats that these seat manufacturers, Zodiac seats in this case, these seats are very different than a seat that you would be sitting in an aircraft that's even 5 or 10 years old. And there's much more space for storage of personal items. The travel classes, all the travel classes are fitted with larger monitors. You have 293 seats in total, and it's a business, premium economy, and economy class configuration that's offered. I mentioned the new color design. There are wider seats in premium economy. There's a self-service area in the business class. And this will be available right now between Munich and Delhi and Munich and Boston. But as I say, we have 25 on order. And it's just something we felt that as a travel agent would be interesting for you to know about this new aircraft. One thing that we're really very innovative, and we're the first airline in the world, we're using 24 different lighting scenarios to fit with the day and the nighttime biorhythms of our passengers. So anyone who's ever traveled across a number of time zones, and I know I'm talking to people who have, you know the problem. Your body gets out of sync. So with this new biorhythm LED technology, we have 24 different lighting settings. And we've worked with the field of research, in case anybody's interested. It's called chronobiology. And we worked with a number of scientific foundations in Germany and with various doctors who study this. We've come up with a warm light for relaxation, for periods of rest, cooler light for stimulation, for more active phases. We have lighting effects that can emulate a pleasant restaurant atmosphere on board. So we have a cabin that has this innovative lighting concept. We have a wider cabin so that the passengers actually are getting more space in their seat than other economy class and premium economy class offers. And the cabin pressure, even on the flight, this is something you wouldn't see when you get in, but instead of cabin pressure of 7,874 feet in the same aircraft of this size, it's now 5,900. And this also affects how you reach your destination, how you feel better rested. A combination of adjusting the cabin pressure, adjusting the lighting, and the wider seats. All of these things we are offering as a new experience for the traveler. Our most successful product, designed over 2 years at a cost of $140 million, premium economy. And we all know the two things that really sell this, although there's more than two, is the new seat with up to 50% more space, 7 additional inches in leg room, 4 inches of shoulder room, 2 fewer seats per row, and 2 bags allowed for free of charge. We've gone to a great expense to develop this, and it's not just a new seat, it's really a new class of service. The seat cushions have extra thickness. The dining tables are stored in the armrests, so they have added space-saving effect. And we also know that our passengers today enjoy their touch screens. We have a larger 12-inch screen. We have amenity kits that have toothbrush and earplugs and refreshment towels and eye masks. Of course, each seat has a USB socket and an individual plug socket for their own devices. There's a bottle of water at every seat, and there's access to selected Lufthansa lounges for a fee of 25 euros. Just to review our business class, after 3 years, and again, a $1 billion investment, we have new seats in the entire long-haul fleet, 7,000 new seats. It costs us $1.4 million a day over 3 years just to install them. High degree of privacy, easy access to the seats, a 1.98 meter long, fully flat lying position. Again, retractable arm seats that widen the sleeping area. Additional storage space, 15-inch monitors. Even the headphones are Sennheiser to offer the best possible enjoyment of your video and audio programs. In economy class, interesting, we just celebrated our 60th anniversary last year of service to Canada. And during our research, we discovered that back in 1956, the cheapest airline ticket was the equivalent of approximately 3 months' salary, average salary, whereas the price of a transatlantic ticket back then, it kept the experience of flying with Lufthansa as exclusive. and only to a small and affluent circle of people. As we know, today, the economy class ticket would be equivalent to about 1/3 of a monthly salary. And according to IATA, airline prices have fallen 37% from 1955 and 78% from 1965. And yet still, in economy class, we like to remind everyone that we still have personal touch screens at every seat. This is something you sometimes forget as a customer when you're traveling to the Caribbean or to Mexico, or you're taking a charter and you still have the screen in the middle and you don't have your own personal touch screen where you have individual entertainment programs. You have adjustable headrests. We do still serve alcoholic beverages, hot main course, and of course, internet on board, which is available in every seat on the aircraft. And this is something that for families traveling with teenagers, it's a godsend. Some service and comfort features that we'd like to talk about now. In business class, we have more individual and personal service on board. It's exactly what it says. It's like being at a restaurant. We went to our customers and we said, what can we do to make the service in business class feel more like you're in a restaurant? And we took those tips and we incorporated into it, bringing the plate out to the passenger, not from a trolley. The first thing they said to us is, well, you want restaurant service, then don't come out with a trolley, because I don't go to a restaurant and see them bring my meal out of a cart. And other things as well, where we have gravy served or salt and pepper and things that you would find at a restaurant. And these are the small touches that make a big difference. Our Flynet service is something that we've offered, believe it or not, we started in 2003. Can you imagine that long ago? But 3 years later, we had to stop because it was connection by Boeing satellites, and they ceased operations, even though it was extremely popular with passengers and a very reliable service. Since 2010, we started with another provider, and now, once again, since the last 2 years, internet is available on all of our long-haul aircraft. We operate the world's largest internet-connected long-haul fleet, but what we couldn't offer was internet on short and medium-haul ranges until now. Lufthansa Technik, our maintenance department, is responsible for coming up with the procedures involved in all the required aviation regulations and other statutory authorizations. And by spring, we expect to have almost 100 aircraft on short and medium haul flights. This is actually a first for Lufthansa in Europe. As I mentioned, all of the modifications for this were developed and approved by our technical department. The electrical and structural modifications are required both inside and outside the aircraft. It takes 4 days to put in one of these antennas on an aircraft, but when it's finished, it's virtually invisible to the passengers and it's easy to operate by the cabin crew. For those who are not too techy, we all know those people who just give me a phone. I don't want a smartphone. I don't do that Facebook stuff, whatever. We still have great entertainment on our in-flight entertainment system with 100 films, 8 languages, lots of selection for families, TV box sets, music, radio, international programs. So that is still available on board in addition to the internet. The lounges, they're always worth a visit. We have more than 70 lounges worldwide with showers, armchairs, ideal working conditions, lots of great food to eat. And with our partners, we have 900 other partner or contract lounges, like the beautiful red maple leaf lounges that Air Canada operates here that we partner with. In the new Terminal 2 satellite in Munich, which Angela will most likely be talking about or touching on, we have 5 new lounges. A first-class lounge with its own passport control, a gourmet restaurant, a spa, and a cigar lounge. We have a senator and business lounge in the Schengen area and one in the non-Schengen area. So in all total, we have 12 lounges at Munich Airport, 14 lounges at Frankfurt Airport, and we have an exclusive first-class terminal. And the word is terminal, not lounge, because it is actually one building, an entire building just for first-class travelers at our main Frankfurt Airport global hub. And we take them by a Mercedes-Benz limousine. We take them right to the aircraft from the lounge. So how do we adjust our product to the new trends? This is what we're going to touch on just very quickly. We notice that today's smartphone users, in Germany at least, spend an average of 2.5 hours a day on their device. I think my kids spend a lot more, but this is what they come up with. And they also notice that the majority of our passengers have at least one electronic device with them on their travels. So we're responding to both of these trends, and what we're doing is we're digitizing the range of in-flight newspapers and magazines. So rather than having just English and German and a few selections, we now can have a wider range of international newspapers by offering them in an e-journal format. There's environmental benefits to this too. There's no ink, there's no paper, there's no distribution involved. And the lower volumes of print and publications also mean it reduces the aircraft's weight and its fuel savings. We're able to offer a lot more as far as e-journals are concerned in the languages, many more languages, and and they're always available. They can download them on their smartphone. They can have this reading material available to them before, during, and after the flight, and they can save it, and they know that their favorite title or their favorite publication is never going to be out of stock, and regardless of what departure destination, they always have it available to them. This is something to respond to the new young people who don't come home at night and say, let's see what's on television tonight, if there's any good movies. They say, I want to watch this show at 9 o'clock tonight, and they plan it. And this is in response to that particular customer behavior. Another response is pre-flight shopping. So this is something where they can reserve something, a gift, over 180 top quality brand names. Let's say they're going somewhere and they want to bring a gift for a friend, or they forgot something on the way back, and they order it online, and the flight attendant will bring it to them at their seat, and then they can look at it, they can check it out, and they can hand it back with no obligation to buy, just making it easy. Again, this is in response to the customers' buying changes with Amazon, eBay, where they're buying online, they want to check it out, and we're making it easier for them to do this while they're traveling if they forgot a gift coming or going. So some of our latest innovations. If any of you have come to a Lufthansa event in the last year, you might have seen that we had virtual reality in use to show off our new premium economy cabin so that you could actually feel like you were sitting there. You could also try first and all the other classes. And we're doing something new. It's called Flying Labs. And what we're doing is anyone can participate. You just need a ticket. But the Flying Lab is to try out new things quickly and easily. So we get an exciting product like a ring, and this ring will vibrate and change color when you have a message coming on your laptop or your phone. And we try it out with the customers and ask them, what do you think about this? Or a new sleeping mask. Try it out and tell us how you feel about this new sleeping mask, or new Samsung, or we conduct conferences. We had a fashion show. What we're trying to do is, it's a flying laboratory. Test what it is that customers would like, talk to them, have feedback, work with the people who are developing these products, again, to find out what it is that travelers really want in the future. This is another example of Avegant GILF video glasses. And these are a little different than the virtual reality. They work on LEDs that project light and 2 million tiny microscopic mirrors, and they cast them onto your retina, and it's a totally different experience that you have. We're again using this to show off destinations and products. This is a bug bounty program, another new innovation we did. We invited hackers and research centers to take part in our bug bounty program. Now, you might have heard about some airlines that maybe they had a computer error and the whole system was down for a few hours and there was a hacker or whatever. We're trying to get on top of this and invite hackers and to come, and we know that our websites are an attractive target for cyber criminals, and data theft and trafficking is something we take very seriously. So we invited them to come, and for every glitch or every weakness that they found, they would get miles and more points. Now, our new destinations. I know that you know our year-round service. We also just want to remind you that we have the seasonal summer ops starting in Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal. Statistically, we have a flight taking off on average every 50 seconds. And we count on you to help us fill it. So thank you very much. We have also some expanded flight schedules with more flights from Frankfurt to Munich based on the demand that we see for these destinations, and also new destinations in Europe. And I'm going to skip over this quickly because we're really talking about Germany. And when we talk about Germany and new ways to get around Germany, this is all information that we have available afterwards on our experts site. It gets a little bit complicated. I'll just go over it briefly here. We have a Lufthansa Express bus with modern 4-day coaches, and they operate on the Lufthansa flight numbers from Frankfurt to Strasbourg, Munich Airport to the Munich City Center. They can always be booked in the same way as a flight in Lufthansa reservation system. And we do have a connectivity tracker that guarantees the connecting flight in case of flight disruptions. And of course, there's internet on board the buses. The Express Rail, same idea. Modern ICE high-speed trains with reserved seats. Juliane was talking about them. First and business class passengers travel in a dedicated section. We have the connectivity tracker as well for that. And we have lounges available for the first and business class passengers. There's free newspapers, beverages, and meals for first and business class passengers, and free internet as well. Here are some of the routes. And as I said, on experts, we have more information about our Lufthansa Express services. This is for the train. This is on the right. You see a map of the routes. And for the Express, there are actually 5,600 Deutsche Bahn train stations in Germany. Eurowings is another airline in Germany that belongs to Lufthansa. It's called Eurowings. It was made up of a former German Wings aircraft and staff and a mix of other regional resources. It is our low-cost strategy for providing point-to-point service from our non-hub airports, not Frankfurt, not Munich, but all the other airports, 20 airports or so in Germany that are offering ways of hopping around Germany and points in Europe. They also have plans to bring the internet on board the aircraft by the end of the first quarter 2017. As I mentioned, experts exclusively for travel agents with the latest information, new grouping, Lufthansa group booking policies there, the new ASR guidelines, other policies and regulations, background information on our products, online competitions, PEP fairs. All you have to do is register at Lufthansa Experts. And now I'm coming to the end, and I would just like to mention that we are hiring 3,000 new employees, mostly as cabin crew. So if you know anyone who's willing to relocate to Europe, loves to travel, can speak other languages, they can apply on our global hiring website, belufthansa.com. We are hiring not mostly cabin crew, but we also have toolmaker, air traffic assistant, system catering professionals, forwarding and logistics services expert. Austrian is hiring more than 300 new cabin, check-in, and cockpit staff. So belufthansa.com in case you know anybody who's interested in a career with the airlines. And just wanted to mention, since most travel agents, a majority of them are women, tomorrow actually is International Women's Day. And we have currently 300 women pilots working for Lufthansa. 80 of them are actually airline captains. The Lufthansa sales and marketing team in Canada, some of you may know our account managers, is made up overwhelmingly of professional career women. In Vancouver, we have all women. In Montreal, we have all women. And okay, some men in Toronto. But more importantly, women are good for a company's profit, 42% higher profit, according to the United Nations study, because we bring a different perspective to the boardroom and we influence decisions in ways that men don't. So thank you for your attention. The Lufthansa crane is the longest surviving trademark in world aviation. It can be documented as early as 1919. It's the bird that flies the longest in the air, and we thank you for keeping us up there and filling our seats. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christine. And I'm just going to activate Angela's mic. And Angela, you can share your screen whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Daniel. And thank you, Chris, for acknowledging Women's Day and for highlighting what our passengers can look forward to when they fly with Lufthansa. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so this is a map of the destinations we serve from Munich, and there is nonstop services to Munich which are offered from the following Canadian gateways. Lufthansa offers year-round service to Montreal. Air Canada offers year-round service to Toronto. And for this summer schedule, we have Lufthansa, which is also serving Toronto, this Toronto-Munich route, as well as Lufthansa servicing Vancouver, services from Vancouver, and Condor also offers a flight from Halifax. Not sure if you're aware, but Munich Airport is the only 5-star airport in Europe, and it's a very prestigious award, which was given to us by Skytrax. And there are a lot of reasons why we were rated 5-star and continue to be 5-star, and I will highlight those right now. This is a picture of our Terminal 2 check-in area. As you can see, there's a lot of light coming in, natural light. It's bright, it's spacious, and it's a very quiet facility. We also offer a lot of restaurants with a wide array of dining options, both local and international, ranging from organic food to even noodle and sushi bars. And we're very excited about our brand new Sport Alm restaurant, which is this picture here on the bottom right. And it extends over levels 3 and 4 in the public area of Terminal 2. So you can enjoy a down-to-earth natural cuisine in a mountaintop atmosphere and get inspired for your next trip to the nearby Alps, because as you know, we're located in Bavaria, beautiful Bavaria. And the Sport Alm features a large patio, a rustic alpine flair. They even have a genuine cable car, which you can use to sit down in. There's glider benches and lounges, and you can relax and gaze on the facades that we have there, which offer mountain panoramic views. Now, since we are located in the heart of Bavaria, of course, we actually brew our own beer at our airport brewery called the Ehrich. And the Ehrich even has an adjoining beer garden in the months of May through October, weather permitting. And actually at the brewery itself, guests can observe the brewing process. And the gentleman on the left, you can see he's our brewmaster, and he can actually show you how the beer is stored in these huge 530-gallon kettles. So we hope that you will be traveling through and the weather is nice and you can sit outside and enjoy a traditional beer garden at the airport under a chestnut tree the next time you travel through Munich. The Munich Airport Center is Europe's largest open-air atrium where we host various events throughout the year. In the summer, we actually have a wave pool for travelers to surf in, or you can just relax in one of the lounge chairs around the pool. And every winter, in the month of December, travelers can also enjoy a traditional Christmas market located directly at the airport, which also includes an ice skating rink and curling. So if you have passengers that are coming to Europe for the Christmas markets, they can already start their tour at the airport itself. As far as innovations, Munich is always trying to come up with new innovative ideas, and these kiosks, we call them info gates, are something that's very, very helpful for passengers. They're available in numerous languages, and they help you find your way around the airport. So basically, you're connecting live with our airport service personnel, and they can give you information and directions which can actually be printed out. So for instance, you can ask, how do I get to my gate, or how do I get to the Air Brewery, and they will print out the walking directions for you. We were also the first airport in the world to offer nap cabs, which are private pods that have a bed, a television, a desk, and internet access. And these can be used on an hourly basis for a rate ranging between 10 to 15 euros, depending on the time of day. with 30 euros minimum charge and a maximum stay of 12 hours. I always get that question, how long can I stay there? So the maximum stay is 12 hours. They cannot be reserved in advance, but they actually are a very, very great service for those passengers that have visa issues and they can't leave the terminal, because these nap cabs are located in the secure area of the airport. There are 10 of them located at the airport. 8 of them are in Terminal 2, and there are 2 in our new satellite terminal. We also have recreation areas in Terminal 2, the Lufthansa Star Alliance Lounge, which are divided into 2 areas. The relaxation zone, which offers comfortable reclining seats in an ambient setting. And then we also have the business zones, which offers desks that are equipped with electrical outlets and USB connections. So it makes it ideal to work, not to mention, or also to mention, that the internet Wi-Fi is completely free and unlimited throughout Munich Airport. There are also 2 airport properties at Munich. The Hilton Munich Airport is located directly in walking distance from your gates, and they provide spacious soundproof guest rooms for overnight as well as day use. They also have the famous Fit and Fly Spa, which you can use regardless if you're a guest or not. So if you have a long layover, you can enjoy the spa and the pool there. There's also a fitness center. And then the Hilton just expanded, and their new wing just opened, so it increased capacity to a total of 551 rooms. And the expansion also includes 11 new furnished meeting rooms. So now there's a total of 30 meeting rooms, which all feature daylight and state-of-the-art meeting and audiovisual equipment. And then we also have the Novotel, which is located on airport property, but you cannot walk there. But it's easily reached from the terminal by bus. And it offers a stylish restaurant, which features hearty and balanced breakfast buffet, a bar, and also a sauna. And the benefit from the hotel's proximity to the airport is that you're not compromising a great night's sleep, because all of the rooms are soundproof as well. Munich Airport also is home to a modern VIP wing, which is a premium terminal which caters to the needs of discerning passengers, and it has its own passport and security controls and a personal assistant who takes care of everything from check-in, baggage handling, customs clearance, VAT refunds, to limousine transfers to and from the aircraft. The VIP wing also has on-site suites, which can be reserved for complete privacy. And this experience can be booked regardless of airline or ticketing class. We also offer a meet and assist service at Munich Airport, which is basically trained staff which can accompany you and your guests on arrival or departure or when changing planes. And they can be there for you at the baggage claim area, for example, or when finding your way around the airport just to your gate. So the services are actually tailored to the individual needs. Munich Airport has something called a hub control center, which is in constant contact with the tower and the pilots. And if a flight is coming in delayed, for example, and passengers have a tight connection, less than 30 minutes, there are various services that are implemented. A gate or ramp direct service, which picks up connecting passengers either at their gate or directly from the aircraft, and it brings them to their connecting gate in case of delayed arrivals, which falls short of the official minimum connecting time of 30 minutes at Munich Airport. So I know a lot of airports say that they are centrally located, but we truly are located in the heart of Europe, and we connect to 243 cities in 68 countries around the world. And I wanted to highlight something in regards to our Canadian flights. So, for example, we're able to facilitate the transfer of passengers from Canada to India through an extremely smooth and easy transfer process. We recently just moved the Air Canada flight into our new satellite terminal. So there's a fixed positioning for all of those flights that come in and leave on Lufthansa to India. And the Air Canada flight, the Toronto-Munich flight, also arrives at the satellite right now. So basically, the two flights, Lufthansa flights from Delhi and Mumbai, are right next to the Toronto flight from Air Canada. So passengers who arrive in Munich from Canada, this means that basically only have to walk about 20 meters to the connecting flight. So it makes it really easy for them to transfer. I'd like to show you an aerial view of Munich Airport. There are two terminals at Munich Airport, Terminal 1, which is all other airlines, and Terminal 2, which is the Star Alliance Lufthansa terminal. And we're recently, last April, we opened a new satellite terminal, which is connected to Terminal 2 via an underground train. And we did this because we always want to offer our passengers a stress-free experience. So there aren't many crowds around. You get a very nice feeling. It's not noisy in the terminals. And the new satellite terminal itself can accommodate an additional 11 million passengers. And this is actually the underground train that I was talking about, which connects Terminal 2 to the new satellite terminal. And it can carry a maximum of 9,000 passengers per hour in each direction. And guess what? You get there in under a minute. So it's very, very quick transfer. And once you arrive at our new satellite, you'll find that it is one of the world's most advanced airport terminal facilities. And you'll see that there are spacious waiting areas which are flooded with natural light. There's comfortable, relaxed loungers. There's free Wi-Fi. There's showers. And this is a picture of the central marketplace at the new satellite terminal, where you can actually enjoy a drink at the Tower Bar. And we have a new dining and retail concept at the satellite, which includes 15 retail areas, 7 restaurants and cafes, and 3 duty-free zones. You can enjoy Munich's authentic flavors at the satellite's replica of the famous Victualian market, which is like an outdoor farmer's market, and you can buy, for instance, bread and cheese. This is top picture in the top right corner, and a lot of just local fare, local goods, and you can eat them there, or you can package them and take them to go. And then we also offer Sissi in Franz, which is an edgy reimaging of a Vienna coffee house, which offers delicious schnitzel. And then next door, you can also enjoy fresh seafood and premium wines at the Elegance Bubbles Bar. Shopping at Munich Airport is excellent because the prices that you find at the airport are the same prices that you find downtown. There are no surcharges. And in the new satellite terminal, we have a large travel value duty-free space on both levels. And it's designed with a nod to Munich and its heritage, in highlighting basically this new type of shopping experience. We even have an online sommelier, which can direct you to which type of wine you would like to buy from specific regions. And additionally, the satellite houses 2 new Lufthansa World Shops, where passengers can find exclusive luggage and accessories. Plus, you can use Miles and More. They can use your Miles and More card there to make purchases, to earn miles, as well as even cash in miles to buy merchandise. And like Chris said earlier, the new terminal actually has 5 new Lufthansa lounges. The Senator and Business Lounge offers a panoramic view extending across both lounges. And the first class lounge even offers an open air terrace so you can, on the rooftop, so you can enjoy magnificent views of the region. We even have an unaccompanied miners lounge, which is dedicated to their needs. So there's a foosball table there. They have big cushions where they can lounge around. There are some PCs where they can work. And then we also have a lounge for passengers with mobility restrictions. So they can relax in the new satellite terminal in their own lounge, which offers special chairs for them, fully accessible toilets and a shower, as well as a selection of newspapers and magazines and television. So when you arrive at Munich, getting to the city center is very easy. Depending on what mode of transportation, I'd say most of them take about 40 minutes to get directly from Munich Airport to the city center. So you can take a taxi downtown. Chris was also talking about the Lufthansa bus. I have another slide on that as well. And then there's also the S-Bahn, which is very convenient. It's located downstairs directly at the airport. So you just take the escalator down and just look for the S sign, which stands for S-Bahn, but also we could say for subway. So the Lufthansa bus, runs every 15 minutes from 6:30 a.m. until 10:30 p.m. And as you can see from the fares, a one-way for an adult is 11 euros if you pay for it on the bus. And if you pay for it on the ahead of time on the website, it's just slightly cheaper, about 50 cents, euro cents cheaper. And then, like Juliane was talking about, there are so many beautiful castles in Germany, and Bavaria is home to the famous Neuschwanstein Castle, which is located less than 2 hours from Munich Airport. And getting there is very easy because renting a car is very easy. There's also tour buses that go down there. But the car rental center is located directly at the airport, and it's open every day from 6:30 a.m. until midnight. And then Munich is also Lufthansa's mountain hub, and we offer shuttle bus service as well as helicopter service to many famous ski areas in Germany as well as Austria, as you can see from this map. And then we basically updated our website recently. It has a new look and feel, and I highly recommend going to this page because a lot of what I spoke about today you can find there. It's munich-airport.com/via-MOOC. And on this page, you can find out, for instance, as you can see on the screen, you can select VIP wing. It also talks about our meet and assist services. And then there's something new that we have, which are our digital maps, which is a really nice feature, which will help you get an idea of the layout of the airport itself. So we hope to see you in Munich soon, and I'd like to end this presentation with a short 90-second video highlighting our beautiful new satellite terminal. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Angela.
Thank you.
And before we start the Q&A, I'd just like to thank all the travel agents who tuned in today. We hope you're enjoying the webinar, and if you happen to sign in a few minutes late, the recording of this webinar will soon be available on the Baxter Travel Media YouTube channel. Okay, so we have quite a few questions submitted already. So let's begin. First, we have 3 questions for Juliana. Hi, Juliana, are you still on the line?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. So the first question was, can I buy the Discover card when I arrive?
With the Discover card, I assume she's talking about the welcome cards for the individual cities, and those can usually be bought either directly online on the website of the individual tourism offices for the different cities, or you can go to the tourist office in the city itself and buy it directly there. So there are 2 options.
Okay, okay. And Celine asks, if a client wants a class above economy, will it be premium economy? And that was in relation to the trains, I believe.
Well, no, that's a Lufthansa question, I assume.
You actually asked that during your portion.
Oh, that's interesting. So for trains, usually we have the 2nd class and the 1st class. There's no economy class, no premium economy class for the train. So I think it's for Lufthansa. But if I may answer for Chris, yeah, it's premium economy above economy. So it would be economy class, premium economy, business class, first class. Right, Chris?
Thank you. And then Selena also asks, a lot of festivals this summer will be in the streets. Will the streets be closed?
It always depends on the city where the festival is at. But for example, for the historic city centers, usually those have very, very limited access for cars anyways. And those are also blocked for cars in this time. So if it's like a street festival directly in a street, then the street is usually blocked for cars.
Right, okay. Good to know. And now we have some questions for Christine. Hi, Christine.
Hi.
So a submitted question that was actually submitted to the chat box was, I'm just booking tickets this morning in P-class business, and from last week, price went up, a significant increase. Any reason why this would happen?
I love pricing questions because I've been working for Lufthansa, honestly, 40 years last year, and I still don't understand pricing. That's why I'm in marketing communications. I would say the reason the price went up maybe is because of Easter or a school break and seats, or I don't know, for when.
Oh yeah, or just
booking.
like the possibly the approach of springtime, I guess.
Well, spring break, school groups taking up lots of space, and usually groups are not non-shows. They show up, they take a lot of space, and you have Easter, and it depends. I mean, really, we see that in January, a lot of people already start getting into booking their summer flights. We see this, and we know this from research, actually, from Expedia, where they put billboards out advertising Europe, because they know that in January a lot of people have to put in their vacation plans, and they start thinking and they're looking and booking. So there's some base revenue that comes in January, February, and based on that and other demands and holidays and what might be going on, special festivals, I don't know what destination you're going to or the time of year, but it's one of the mysteries of our industries, how prices are created. And now with computers, there's a very sophisticated yield management system that looks at the past 5 years' performance and can forecast out and can project no-shows and all of that. As you know, Watson computers and these robots can do things that we simply can't, and they adjust every day. So maybe, it went up, and maybe next week it goes down again, depending on, are they traveling on the weekend? Are they traveling midweek? What is their destination? Is there a special convention going on, or a special, Olympic type event that makes it harder to get there? So all of those things are factors.
That's really interesting. And Selena asks, can I prepay kosher meals?
Well, we have a lot of special meals on board, and as far as I know, you don't even have to pay for them. You just put it into the reservation, the request.
Oh, wonderful. And will the new aircraft be servicing Canadian destinations in the future?
We know only about the first two where they're going, and we are not told until Frankfurt decides or Munich decides where the next will be. There's a good chance. I mean, there's no first class on the aircraft, and Canada is really not a strong first class market. So it all depends. We might get it for summer and then not in the winter. The reason I was showing this aircraft is because we know that 80% of our passengers going to Frankfurt and Munich transfer on, and it's interesting to see that with a new aircraft, we're not just buying a new aircraft. We're also saying, what can we do to this plane to make it look cool and feel cool and offer a better experience for the passengers? So if we're going to have a new plane, let's put some new things in there to make it a better ride.
Right. And, sometimes we have people with language assistance. Is this free?
There is a service for it. We get that request right now from Vancouver a lot, actually, because sometimes for Chinese, and we discover that there are a lot of our Chinese passengers who want to go to Europe now, or they make arrangements to meet someone and bring someone over, even from the Middle East or wherever, and they don't speak the language, so we can have somebody meet them at the gate in their language and take care of all their needs, make sure that they get transferred to the right gate, make sure that, if they have to stop off, pick something up or whatever needs they have. But there is a fee for that, yes.
Okay, excellent. And the next question, which was also for you, was how often do you send experts mail?
Oh, I would say usually every 2 to 3 weeks there is a newsletter that goes out.
Okay.
And this newsletter, by the way, is not just on Lufthansa, it's on Lufthansa Group. So it will give you information. If you sign up for the Experts newsletter, it'll give you information about what's new with Austrian, what's new with Brussels, what's new with Swiss, and what's new at Lufthansa. So one email for 4 airline updates.
Okay, thanks. And next we have quite a few questions submitted to the Q&A box. And for anyone that might have signed in late, the Q&A box, if you want to ask a question, is found in your Zoom toolbar, which is the black toolbar with the white icons. And first up, we have a question from Sue. This is also for Christine. Is there a cost for the Flynet service on LH flights?
There is a cost. If you just want it for 1 hour, you want to send a quick email or send out a presentation or an updated draft, whatever, a businessman just wants an hour and then eat and sleep, it's €9 or $10 equivalent. It's based in euros and US dollars, and so I'm giving you those prices. For 4 hours, it's €14. But for a full flight, which means up to 24 hours, which you can also use on your connecting flight. So you go to Frankfurt, you have an hour and a half layover, let's say, and you go onward from there. Your next flight, you can still use it. That's €17 or $19 US.
Okay, thanks. And the next question is from Nadia. What is the operated by Lufthansa or LH City line? When we use one flight, let's say YUL to France, it is LH or LH operated by AC. But from France to the rest, we get this as above mentioned. So what is the city line?
Right. So first of all, it's not France, it's Frankfurt. So what the agent here is asking is Montreal, Frankfurt, you'll find operated by Lufthansa or by Air Canada, right? LH flight or LH operated by Air Canada. But when they get to Frankfurt, they see operated by City Line. So as I mentioned earlier, Frankfurt, Munich are our hubs. And we have a low-cost carrier called Eurowings, but they don't operate at the hub. They do Düsseldorf, they do Munich, they do Hanover, they do Berlin, but not at the hub. So at the hub, it's City Line, and City Line is just a way for us to distinguish the fact that this is a Lufthansa flight and not a Eurowings flight. Not much of a difference, but it has to do with unions and staffing and all of that.
Okay. And next up is a question, another one for you, Christine. This is from Linda. Could you let me know if LH has settled the pilots dispute? I was unfortunately caught up with some of that at the strike at the end of November of last year.
Well, I'm sorry about that you got caught up in that nightmare. Strike is always a nightmare. I also see in your message that you love LH, and I appreciate that you still love us despite that. We did sign a contract with pilots. We signed it for 3 years, and so we're good.
Excellent. And I'm not sure if you can see the next question here, but it says, this is also for you, Christine. We have a lot of clients with long names. LH decides to limit the name character to 28 characters, only allowed to the PNR, so that makes things more complicated. Why is that?
So it's not actually Lufthansa that is limiting it. It's Amadeus. It's our GDS that we work with, and any airline that works with Amadeus would have this character limit. And there's really nothing we can do about that. It's an Amadeus criteria. Right,
okay. And the next question, also from Nadia, is how do I get in touch with this hub service for the tight connection, or how does it work? And then she asks, the Meet and Assist, does it have a cost? If yes, how much? And can you show the email for this again, please? So for that, you can either share your screen again, or you could type that email into the chat box if you like, and I can even read it out for everyone.
Okay, this is Angela. Thanks, Nadia, for your question. So the Hub Control Center is a center where there's about 30 personnel, and half of them are Lufthansa staff and the other half are Munich Airport staff. And it's a center that's in contact with the pilots in the tower so that they can facilitate if passengers to their connecting flights much quicker if there's some sort of a delay coming in. Now, this is not a service that you can book. You won't even know about it. It automatically comes into place during irregular services. So there's no way that you can contact them. I think you had asked about that. It doesn't matter which class of service, if the flight is coming in delayed, whether you're in economy, business, or first, this service takes effect. So depending on how tight the connection is, a Munich Airport representative will either meet your passengers at the gate and walk them to their connecting flight and get them through any sort of passport control and security controls that they would have to go through. And if it's really tight, they'll even be picked up aircraft side and driven to their connecting flight. So this is something that you can't book. It's just something that we do because we really place a lot of importance on making sure that people make their connections. And as far as the Meet and Assist services, let's see, I can, actually, Daniel, could you type this in, or do you want me to put it in that, should I answer it by the text box, the actual email address?
Oh, right, yeah. Can you see the chat box? Do you want to type it into there?
I see just answer by text. I don't see
right,
the
so
chat
that's
box.
Okay, yeah, maybe if you want to read it out to me, I can type it into the chat box.
Okay, the email address, but there's also a form that you would need to download, which is on our website. But the email address to book it, you could contact them and they could email it to you, is meet and assist at Munich, MUNICH -airport.de.
.de?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no punctuation in the Meet and Assist, right?
That's correct. It's just one word, meet and assist. It's continuous.
Okay, so I've just typed into the chat box, and that should pop up for all of the attending agents. That's meet
and then
at munich-airport.de.
Perfect. And then if I could also email Nadia as well. Will we have Daniel? Will you provide the email addresses? Because I've noted that she was interested in that information. I could email that to Nadia.
Definitely, I'll make a note of that, and I'll send her email address to you. Thanks, Angela.
Okay, thank you.
And I do believe the next couple of questions are for you as well. Let me get back into the Q&A box here. Okay, Susan asks, will we get the A350 out of, from which city?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Will we get the A350 plane out of Canada? If so, from which city?
We already answered that question.
Oh, that's right, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Susan, that's been answered already. And the next question is from Carla. For the tours of Germany, i.e. cheese route / wine route / beer and castle route, escorted tours as well as self-guided. Can they be arranged upon arrival and destination, or is it best to arrange prior to arrival?
So that always depends on the individual route you want to travel to. So if you go to our website, to the section Scenic Routes, and you pick one of those different routes, on the bottom of the page, it states the website for this individual tour, and there sometimes you can book directly online, or there is a form where you can reach out and contact them. And for example, for the Romantic Road, they offer guided bus tours along the road. So you can book a bus tour for them. For the other ones, it's sometimes that for the individual cities they have guided tours, but not like a connection from city to city. So I would recommend check the individual website of the route that you're interested in or your clients are interested in, and see what they recommend.
Okay, thank you, Juliana. And if anybody else still has questions, please submit them to either the Q&A box or the chat box.
I just would like to mention that Celine had a second question to the expert's email about colors. Out of curiosity, why red and blue and purple? Actually, there's more than red and blue and purple. There are 24 different colors. But Celine, if you're really interested in more information, as I said, you can always Google on this information. There's lots on the internet on chronobiology. And we worked with a professor, Christian Gunga, G-U-N-G-A, at a very world-famous hospital called Charité, C-H-A-R-I-T-E. And we also worked with lighting designers in Berlin, Kardorf engineers, K-A-R-D-O-R-F-F engineers. If you Google any of them, you'll see it. But there's a lot also about what colors to use in your kitchen, what colors to use in your bedroom for better sleep, what colors to use, for active conversation and all of that. And you see that online a lot in connection with home interior design. And so, but I've given you the names in case you want to Google and get additional information.
Oh, thank you.
I also, this is Angela. I also see that, thanks, Chris. I also see that Carla Wilson was asking about the meet and assist costs. So Daniel, if you could give me Carla's email address as well, that would be wonderful. And I could email her the rates, because they vary depending on if it's one person and there's one rate, and then if you have, larger groups up to 80 people, there's different rates. And then there's different language services that we offer, and it can be tailored to your needs. So I'd be happy to send you the information on that, Carla, and Nadia as well.
Happy to help with that. I see her question in the Q&A box here, and I've jotted her name down, and I will send you Carla's email address.
Thank you very much.
No problem. And does anybody else have any questions before we wrap up? Here we go. There's another submission here in the Q&A box. Oh, right. Sue Archer says, I too would love to have the meet and greet information emailed to me. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, Sue. I see your email address, and I will jot that down right now.
Yeah, I have it too.
Oh, very good, very good.
Okay.
Thanks, Angela.
Thank you.
Carla also says, thanks, a super presentation, so much information.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla.
Thank you.
And Nadia says, thank you all so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And here's another thank you, Fadi. Fadi says, thank you for the useful information. Okay, I do believe that's it. So thanks again so much, Juliana, Christine, and Angela. Thanks so much for being here today, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
everyone.
having us.
And also thanks again to the agents who participated in the webinar. Have a great day, and the recording of this webinar will be up on the Baxter Travel Media YouTube channel very shortly. Okay, you guys have a great day.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
What are you saying?